I saw this keyboard online for only $19, and I was thinking there's no way someone could make a keyboard that cheap. So I did what any reasonable person would do and ordered it. And shockingly enough, it actually came in. And without further ado, here it is, the $19 keyboard. Yup, it's a fully functioning $19 keyboard with a hot swappable PCB. Now you might be wondering, where's the left shift stabilizers? How come they're not there, but the rest of the stabilizers are there? Well, who needs left shift stabilizers anyway? After all, this is what you get with a $19 keyboard. Now let's open this board up and see what we're actually getting for our $19. First off, we're getting an aluminum plate. Pretty cool to see that it's not plastic. We also get this silicone dampening sheet. Not at all expected for $19, but very much appreciated. Now we also get our PCB, which it doesn't even have a USB-C port, it is just wireless. You can't plug this thing in if you want it to. It is completely wireless and has a dongle. You have to plug in your own batteries. I believe that it is AAA batteries. You also get this little sheet of foam, and the case is pretty hollow. Now before I completely destroy the board with mods, let's get a stock sound test. So yeah, that sounds a little bit crusty. That spacebar was not very good, but I do think that the board has a lot of modding potential. As you can see from the side angle, it does have a bit of space in there which will give us an area to work with for some mods. So as for mods, this video is going to start out pretty much like all the other ones, where I'm cutting out those little plastic ridges at the bottom of the case. So as you can see with those out, now it's time for us to start filling up that case. And there is a decent amount of size for us to work with. So the first thing I'm going to do is to add a little bit of weight. So I'm going to be using the penny mod. So I did just scrap these pennies out of another keyboard, so it's already made and it already has a few layers of pennies, but this is going to add a little bit of weight and density. Now some people say the penny mod doesn't change much, but I figure for $1 in pennies, it certainly is worth a shot. So with the penny mod done, you can also see I had to leave a spot right there, which is where the on-off switch comes out of the case. So whenever I'm doing mods, I'm definitely going to have to leave that area blank so that the keyboard is still usable. Now it's time to add some foam into the case, as there's still quite a bit of space left in there. And for this, I'm going to be using tissues. Tissues are one of my favorite foams for keyboards, as almost everyone has them. They're super thin, so you can either do just a little or add a lot, and they create a really deep sound signature compared to other foams. So I would certainly recommend them. Now, since I cut off all of those standoffs, for the mounting style, I am going to be using the duct tape friction fit, which is definitely one of my favorite mounting styles, as it's a lot like a gummy O-ring. The gist of the mounting method is you take a strip of duct tape, fold it upon itself, and stick it to the back of your PCB. The little bit that's overhanging provides a rubbery kind of grip to your case, and if you need more, then you can just add another strip of duct tape, and if you need less, you can always just cut the duct tape. It's a great mounting method as it works with pretty much all boards. Now since this is a budget build, I do want to give my specs. So for the switches, I did go with something a little bit higher end. I went with some Gateron Oil Kings that I lubed and filmed. If you wanted a relatively similar sound signature, you could go with some Gateron Yellows, and after they were lubed, they sound pretty much the exact same. As for keycaps, I went with these $20 Shark XDA profile keycaps that I found on Amazon. Now before we get into a sound test, I do just want to say, subscribe for a banana. So guys, this keyboard sounds really cool in my opinion, and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, for $20, it is unbelievable value. Getting a hot swap Bluetooth PCB in that price range is really just hard to beat. Even if it was just the PCB, I would be completely happy, but throw in the fact that it's got a case and stabilizers, even if they didn't all come in, I'm still very happy with it. So here's a quick sound test. I think that part sounds very cool.